right here is go back. What we're gonna do right here is go back. Go back, go back, back, go back, go back, back, go back, go back, back.
Alright, welcome back to Kuma Style Reviews. I'm TJ Duckin, and what we have here is Bandai's Soul of Chogokin GX-55. It's Tobikage and Houraioh. Alright, so taking a look at the box here, Tobikage over here, Houraioh over here. And this one, it's nice because it comes with a larger sized Tobikage to go ahead and go up against the Zero Cage that actually came with Houraioh. So taking a look, that's the front. Here's the left side of the box. Alright, there's the right side. I do like the pose on Tobikage there, along with the inverted line art. Bottom of the box here, you got Tobikage and Houraioh in alt mode. I don't exactly know what kind of bird he's supposed to be, I just know he's a big bird. Alright. And here he is with the robot mode of Houraioh. Okay, and back of the box, pretty standard fare. I like that it lays it all out. You've got Tobikage, the alt mode, the robot mode, just all kinds of cool stuff. Zoom in on that a bit. Alright, and another view at the front of the box. Pretty cool, I like the way it's laid out. Now let's take a look at the figure. Alright, and giving you guys as quick of an overview as possible. I'm actually moving this over here to go in order of character. Alright, you will see Houraioh. His two weapons over here, they combine into the throwing star. I leave this hand attached to it. It's removable. It's not all one piece. But it's just such a pain in the ass to get that to fit in between his fingers like so, that I just keep it in there since that's what the hand's for anyway. Alright. Tobikage does come with his two leg cannons, but we'll go over that when we go over Tobikage himself. But he does have the gun arm for his holster, as well as the two versions of his sword and his sword with the extra blade out, his regular blaster, his holster, as well as his arrow attachment for his blaster, just like the smaller version I reviewed with Chogokin. These pieces are just pieces for the transformation of Houraioh, and various hands for both. A lot like Zero Cage, he does come with Tobikage, his grappling hook weapon that comes out of his hand, so that's a cool attachment to have included with him. But yeah, there they are. Now let's go ahead and start reviewing the figures. Okay, and looking at this version of Tobikage, this one's quite a bit larger than the 3 and I believe 3/4 inch figure. This one's actually 5 1/4 inches tall. So definite 6-inch scale there. Like I said, he's made to go with the larger size Zero Cage that comes with Houraioh. Taking a look at him from all angles. Definitely did a good job. One thing that is nice is that these lower legs are actually die-cast too. So that's pretty cool to see on him. Alright, he's an actual Chogokin in himself. Alright. Aesthetically, he's a bit disjointed. You can see here in the waist there, that gapping, and it doesn't do a good job at all of, let me see if I can zoom in on this, if I get some light on it, if you guys can see it. See under his neck, it looks like he has a double chin. That's actually the ball joint for his neck, and they just plain could have done a lot better with that. Maybe had it go inside of his head a bit more, carve that deeper, but you know, he definitely looks a lot more disjointed than the smaller figure. So that was disappointing. But taking a look at his posability here, his head obviously on a ball joint. His no separate ball joint for where his neck meets his chest. Shoulders definitely on ball joints here. Nice in and out rotation. Okay. And the shoulder pads can move. Alright. And he does have flexibility with where the shoulder area in general meets the chest. Alright. So bicep swivel at the elbow. Alright, not double jointed, but good bend at the elbow. Alright. And the wrists are definitely on ball joints here. Okay. So, lots of movement here at the waist. He does have crunch where the chest meets the abs, separate ball joint there. Alright, but that's... Look how clunky that is. That's ridiculous looking. But, waist swivel. Oops. Waist tilt. As well as some ab crunch there, but when you crunch it, I mean, there's a big gap in his back. That's ugly. Alright. Thighs on ball joints. Definite thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Okay. Even though his knee ends up down here. Alright. Yeah. Ankle swivel. Definite rocking ankles. And separate movement in the front toe from the rest of the foot. So, definitely a posable figure there. You know, get him in a cool pose there. That part's not hard at all. It's just how screwy he looks when you get him into a lot of these poses. So, yeah. I mean, he was pretty lanky in the anime, but not this bad. I mean, this is rough. Alright, so looking at some of the accessories here, he does have his sword, which goes ahead and slides in there. Okay. He does have a stopper, which can go in here, in this hole in the back. I keep it out because he pegs in to Houraioh during the transformation process there too. So, I mean, it's one of those things that would be out more than it is in. So I just prefer to keep it out and keep it in a good place. Alright, so there's that. And we'll take a look at this combination. It just slides in like so. And we'll have to switch his hands out. Make sure I'm using the correct hand. He's got a couple of open fists, but he has like a gun-specific one where the fingers are out a little different. Watch out on the fingers on these guys. Him and Houraioh too. They're not necessarily like thin or frail or anything like that, but they just have potential to get really bent out of place, which I don't like. Alright? So, gripping both hands there, and see what I mean? It's just not something that's natural at all. You're really digging to get this stuff on, man. Alright. So, going off. Alright. Yeah, I absolutely despise the hands on this guy. Like, they're a pain in my ass, and I just don't like them at all. Alright. And that's not to down the figure or anything like that, but I'm sure we all have those figures that just annoy the hell out of us, whether they fall down too much, whether they're just a bitch to get together, and this is just one of those ones. He doesn't look that great in the first place, and then on top of that, it's a pain in the ass. It's like you get one hand on, the other hand comes off. Fantastic. And I mean, he's a nice enough figure. He's definitely posable and whatnot. But it's just little things like this that irk me. So, alright. Pin that back in. Once you got him in, you know, it's not bad. Not great, but it's definitely one of those is what it is type deals. But okay. And he does. It was just stiff. He does have another joint where that meets. Alright? Now, one thing that's kind of annoying is that, unlike the smaller version, to show the blasters that are on the thigh, Let me find the right one here. You have to completely unpeg it, peg in the blaster, then peg this back in. I mean, it looks good. Nothing wrong with it or anything like that. But that whole process, when the 3-inch version just slides in and slides out, just seems like a bit much. I mean, if the smaller version of the toy can have that built in, why can't the huge version? Or, you know, huge in comparison. But yeah, that is Tobikage. Alright, now taking a look at Houraioh. He stands at just under 7 inches. Alright, enough to call him 7 inches. Most definitely. This is definitely a die-cast figure. Pretty fair amount of die-cast throughout. Feels good. Alright. So, taking a look at them all around. And I'll tell you what. This robot, for not being something, you know, out of a Sentai show, Power Rangers, looks the most like it could be in one of those shows that I've ever seen. I could literally see it being on Power Rangers. If somebody told me this was on some season of Power Rangers that I never heard of, I wouldn't even think twice about it. So, yeah. But, alright. Taking a look at him, his posability. Ball joint on the head here. Alright, ball joint at shoulders. With in and out movement. Okay. Bicep swivel. A lot like Houraioh in the limited elbow articulation because of the claws, but you can still almost get 90 degrees, so not bad. He's got some waist swivel there. So not bad. At least he has some. Alright. No in and out. He has thigh swivel like under the armor, but not at the actual, you know, armor point itself. He does have nice ratcheted joints here. I really do love the feel of this diecast. Alright, definite thigh swivel. And he does have knee bend, but the thing is, like, these feathers, these metal feathers, really limit his knee movement to that. That's it. Alright, and he does have some swivel in his feet there, but look how small his feet are, and they do go up and down, but you just don't have a lot of stability with him. But I guess it's negated in the fact that he can't bend his knees. So, okay. Taking a look at him here. Unfortunately, that's about as cool of a pose as you're going to get. But let's go ahead and swap out his fingers. Give him some cool stuff. Give him his pointer hand here. And in his other hand, I will give him his combined weapon, the Star, the Shoryuken. Alright, make sure that I'm still in frame there. And it's nice because, I mean, you can get a little bit of balance with him with the fact that his feet move up and down, but it's kind of illegit. But yeah, there's Tobikage, or not Tobikage, wow, Houraioh, and let's go ahead and get him transformed into his, I'm going to call it Falcon Mode, why not? Alright, and now to go ahead and transform this guy, you'll notice that I've actually went ahead and removed his fist. That is part of the transformation. I figured why not go ahead and knock it out. Alright, so first thing we're going to do here, get his head straight, is that part of his chest lifts forward, the whole thing lifts up. Okay? So we take this, you can see the alt mode head right there, get that down, move his head down, and we can actually put that back. All right, really simple transformation here. It's nice. All right, put his feet forward some. We actually rotate this here so that we can turn this head around. The whole neck there, it swivels. Okay, and that part turns down. All right, and in fact, we keep this up. I forgot. Sorry about that. That stays up. All right. So, believe it or not, we're almost done. We just bring these feet down. Alright. We can put those fins back. Okay. Now this business, just rotate that forward some. Alright. Okay. So now we can bring this head down. Alright. See what I've got going on here. And now, his legs just kind of flip in half. But it's knowing where to flip it. It's not here. It's under that knee part. Alright, put that back down. Alright, and we do the same thing at the other part. And this knee, this area where it splits, not the knee, but, you know, at the bottom of the foot, actually extends out some. Okay? So there's that. Alright? We have Houraioh in his Falcon Mode. Now, just like the other Tobikage mecha, this one does have the ability to fit Tobikage himself inside. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure his arms are extended out. This part, we just flip it back up. Alright, now we have to attach those pieces I showed you in the overview. This part right here actually pegs in that hole in the middle. And then you're going to have two pieces for Tobikage's arm to clip into. Alright. Alright. Good way to remember which side to put each one. Clip on the outside, hook on the inside. So there you go. Alright, now, to get Tobikage ready, literally all we're going to do is this. Alright? That's it. No balling him up, nothing crazy. I definitely dig it. Pretty partial to this one in general. So just put his fist up, and he's ready to go inside. Now, one more thing. Back here, there are clips for Tobikage's legs to go into. So they just swing out. See how it swung out? And then, boom. And they give you some leeway there. So we'll go ahead and kind of make his legs work inside. And you can tell how he's supposed to go in because his back actually pegs into this right here. That same one that we used to holster his sword onto. Okay? You can see here where the legs go in. Okay? See how it's there with the clips? Alright, and now, I hate to be synonymous with something like that, but, you know, pretend like he's on a cross. And then we can just bend his arms up into. Now that part isn't the most important besides, like, aesthetics. Because no matter what, you've got his legs locked in with the clips, as well as his back actually pegged into Houraioh. Now, for the head, that neck piece just goes over there. So there you go. Take a look at this guy from the side so you can see what's going on. I'll bring it down some. So you can see how this actually looks with him pegged in. Yeah, there you go. There's Tobikage inside of Houraioh. Alright. So pretty cool stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at the alt mode itself. Alright, now taking a look at Houraioh here in alt mode. Alright. Pretty straightforward, it is what it is. I mean, it looks cool. He does have the ability to flap his arms up and down some, but it's not really my first choice, just because of the effort involved with Tobikage underneath. It's more of a display. Alright. He does have moving feet here, as well as thighs, thigh swivel, you know. Same joints he used in robot mode. Now, just to get a good view of him, this is actually the stand that came with the Tamashii SPC Dragon R1. So, I'm just going to try to fit this somewhere. I'll fit it between Tobikage's legs. And that's not working. I don't have a dedicated stand for something like this necessarily, so you gotta kind of bear with me. I'm just making it work. Alright, so there we go. That's the best I got. Wingspan's pretty cool, man. I'll definitely take a measurement, and this is with the wings even bent up some. Wingspan's just over 16 inches. So pretty wide bird, most definitely. I like it quite a bit. The aesthetic of it is nice. And yeah, I mean, there's not too much more I can say. I definitely dig the alt mode. Very straightforward. It looks good. I like the fit of Tobikage. I do wish that the wrist actually locked into place though, you know. But that's a minor pet peeve, because whenever they fall into place, it's not even, you know, a quarter inch. But yeah, overall, pretty cool stuff. What's nice about this set is that both Tobikage and Houraioh both contain die-cast. On Tobikage it's not too much, but Houraioh as the mecha definitely does have its fair share of Gokin in it. It's nice to see that these figures, although slender, have plenty of heft due to the well-spaced die-cast throughout. Alright, so final thoughts on Tobikage and Houraioh. Once again, Bandai Soul of Chogokin GX-55 set. Solid amount of diecast, very, very, very cool mecha. Love the transformation, as you saw, very simple, very straightforward, and it's rewarding in the fact that I like this alt mode. I also like the combination of Tobikage with it. In fact, the worst thing about this set is Tobikage himself. Even though he's upscaled, he definitely is a bit incohesive in terms of just how the figure looks and stuff like that. It just looks a bit disjointed. Very posable though. Dig the weapons that he comes with, but it's just, you know, not as aesthetically aesthetically pleasing as the smaller version of this figure that comes with the Kyurajishi set. Anyways, whether it's as a separate figure, separate set, or to complete out the group, which I'm glad to have finally done now with this one, I definitely recommend it. The only thing though is that this one's the most rare out of the three sets, the other two being Tobikage and Kyurajishi, and Zero Cage and Houraioh. For whatever reason, this is the one that's hardest to find. When you do see them, you see them on eBay, and they're like $250 a piece, between $2 and $250 before shipping. I mean, ridiculous. I'd never pay that for this toy. I lucked out, got it for $120, well worth the money. It's one of those things though that value-wise, like I was okay with spending $120. If this was something that was brand new retail, I wouldn't pay past $60, $70 for it. It's just not all that in a variety of ways. But anyway, if you can find it at a decent price that's worth it to you, no matter what you pay, it's going to be a solid toy. This has been another Kuma Style review. I'm TJ Duckett, and once again, this review has been Bandai's Soul of Chogokin, GX-55, Tobikage, and Houraioh. Thanks again for watching, and see you guys next time.